What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a great week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread, Cancer, is going to be business and all the ways that we can help you spread that abundance, Cancer. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Cancer. Now with this business spread, I'm going to be going until Higher Self says stop. We're just going with the flow here, Cancer. And just so you're all aware, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situation, Cancer. And then lastly, the decks that I'm using. This one I'm shuffling is an OG deck, one that started it all, Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. And I'll include, and then the Oracle deck that I'm using is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check those out if you're interested, Cancer. But let's see, we got a whole stack. Ooh! Look at you! But we're going to get to you in a minute, Cancer, because, well, at least chariot you in a minute, because here's what's going on for you in business right now, Cancer. You know, let's start with this little sad pocket here. And I mean sad pocket that some of us might be feeling sad about this, not like it's a sad situation, Cancer. Stay with me. Because with the Three of Swords, you know, this could be a number of things. You know, we could be upset with maybe how things are. I feel like how things are run, maybe either at our job right now. I feel like for some of us, you know, if we don't maybe own our own business or if we're not like a manager, I feel like that some of us might be feeling the restrictions of things. You know, I feel like that maybe how things are operating and the rules and regulations. You know, I'm wondering if I feel like we may be in this place of where we might be kind of at our wits' end here, and like we may have had enough, you know, because this combination here kind of tells me that we're not in harmony right now. We have Saturn in Libra here, and then you got Libra's card here. And I just feel like that for some of us, you know, if you're resonating with that I just feel like that maybe some of us might be feeling just that it's like that. I feel like maybe that we've reached maybe that we've even like plateaued a little bit, you know, that there's just something here. I just feel like with the way that maybe things are running at your current place of employment, for example, that just maybe some things may not be resonating with you, and it might have gotten to this place of where we're just kind of in our head quite a bit. You know, we're feeling like maybe we've been, because I'm not even sure, maybe this is something you've been with a business for like a while here, Cancer. Maybe this is something like you've put in some years here, and maybe we're at this place of where it's just like, we could be in a state of just like, man, where's the time gone? You know, that could be for some, you know, where's the time gone? You know, it's like, man, I spent all this time, you know, maybe fueling someone else's thing. You know, maybe I should have spent time doing my own type of thing. And here's the thing, Cancer, if that's something that's crossed your mind, it's never too late. You know, it's until the journey is over, you can always change your life around. You can always start taking the steps. Because here's the thing, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, maybe if we're older, you know, if we're thinking like, man, how could I possibly, start up stuff now? Like I should have, that stuff I should have did like back in my 20s. Here's the thing. You've got however X many amount of years of experience, coming to this, up to the situation where you're at right now. You can come at this, whatever it is that you want to do, you can come at it. And I understand too, if it's been like a certain way of operating for a long time, it's hard to just kind of like shift everything overnight and just like completely operate on a totally different scale. But Cancer, it is something that it doesn't have to be solved overnight, but we can at least start taking steps towards lifting these places where we might be feeling we've limited ourselves or something along those lines. Cancer, I feel like it's never too late. And the thing too, I feel like if some of us may think that, oh, maybe we've missed out on experience from our youth, I don't think about it like that, Cancer, because here's the thing, you might not have been ready for it at your youth. It may not been, or it could have been like the situation when it came, you wouldn't have appreciated it as much as you will when it comes now. You know what I mean? Everything has a time and a place, it's all divine timing. And I know how that sounds, but because here's the thing too, Cancer. If we get into this place of stuck of like, well, man, if I wish I would have, then we're just staying stuck, as opposed to the problem is right in front of you. If you wish you would have, then go out there and do it, and here's the thing, Cancer, if you're resonating on that side of like, we're feeling like, oh, we may not have a bunch of time, then you know what, all the more motivation to pour your heart and soul into it. Just feed all of that, and be practical about it, Cancer. But don't even let practicality limit your passion. You know what I mean? You can still pour all of this stuff here, because here's the thing too, with the Knight of Cups, I feel like the Knight of Cups is a type that he's the type that's going to focus on what he loves. He's the type that if it's going to bring him joy, bring him a feeling, he's going to pour all his whole into it. And if he's been the type that pours his energy into things that don't resonate with him, like Three of Swords and such, then Cancer too, this may only resonate for a few, but then that gets to a place of where we may indulge in like escapism, maybe turn to drugs, alcohol, whatever your vice may be. That's another possibility with the Knight of Cups. And again, it's not going to resonate for everyone, and this is not medical advice, but it's something to keep in mind, that sometimes even when we get into this place of we wish we would have, we turn to those things as a means to try to relive that fantasy, or to maybe try to, to get out of our reality here and to be in that energy for a while, Cancer. But here's the thing, and I'm not knocking any of that stuff, but it's just like, you can do that just being in the energy, just being in that yourself, you know what I mean? If you want to be in a place of fulfillment and happiness, do that thing, be in that. So I know it's a lot I am planning, I'm getting some more cards here, but another thing, Cancer, before we talk about you here, is that maybe for some others, maybe if we're in a business right now, the adjustment card as well can deal with legal matters. So this could be something as well that maybe some of us might be feeling, maybe we're kind of caught up in a jam right now. Maybe there's, however that's looking, if you own your own business, maybe something has gotten tied up with you there, or, maybe something happened at work, maybe we didn't, maybe something with the company is going on, maybe something that you've done, I'm not sure, Cancer, definitely, take it as it resonates. But I feel like that there's possibly could be some maybe legal stuff coming down, but I do feel like that things could be coming to a close. The nice thing I feel like with the Ten of Swords is that even though we might be we may feel like, that this situation has ruined us, that it's been like, this is like a card of like rock bottom, like it's just like, we'll never get out of this thing. This is the Sun in Gemini, and I think I like this card, or I like to mention that because I feel like it invites us to think about our situation from a couple of different perspectives here. Gemini is that duality. And it's like, yes, if this is a legal thing, does that suck? Absolutely. I'm not taking away from that. But it's, okay, I'm in this thing. what am I going to do to get out of it? What steps am I going to take instead of staying in it and allowing it to keep us where we're not moving? How do we get out of this thing, Cancer? Because at some point, we do have to take action. Even if stuff like this, we may have had a setback. Don't let that deter you. Because here's another thing, when I'm thinking about this energy, maybe something, I'm thinking about justice and stuff. Maybe something has happened within the company. Maybe there's layoffs possibly. There's been talks of that going around. Maybe this can be a time for you, Cancer, to maybe figure out if there's something different that you want to do. Or maybe if you've been in a place for a long time and you've been thinking about shaking things up, maybe it's time to go, maybe to look at different opportunities. Let's see if there's if there's just more out there for you, Cancer. Yeah, this is interesting. Let's get some more cards here. That was surprisingly deep for like 5 cards. Let's unpack some more here, and oh, Cancer. Okay, we're keeping those. Okay. Oh, Cancer, we got a stack. Oh, and what a stack. Cancer. Okay. What a stack. Cancer, whatever this is going on here, listen, you're going to go through this right now, and it's going to be, it may not be great right now. Whatever this, if we're in this little pocket right now, maybe legal matters and stuff, I get where that stuff is kind of, it really can throw a wrench in your day. But Cancer, you just got higher self is dropping mad nuggets on you here, because here's the thing. Where do we even start? This little pocket here, because you got nothing. I mean, it was you just got like a whole bunch of major arcana and then success on top of this, Cancer. So let me tell you what's coming up here. So right now, I really feel like that maybe some of us, we may be going through some type of transition period, whether if maybe it's a layoff, maybe this is something too. Maybe we just quit our job, or maybe Cancer, this could be maybe we just been like, when I say let go, I don't mean in just like a layoff. Maybe something happened where you personally got laid off, something weird happened, Cancer. But I do feel like for some of us, maybe there is this transitioning, that transition that's happening right now, and we might be feeling like a little nervous, like what are we going to do next? It can be, I get it, when it feels like our stability has been just like yanked up from underneath us, and then it's just like all of a sudden it's just like, oh crap, what do I do? That kind of wake up call. I feel like that it's not life trying to just keep you down, Cancer. If anything, when these situations happen, these are new opportunities coming up here, and it's just about, taking the time and being with yourself and understanding this situation, contemplate this stuff here, because just because this has happened, let's say we just got laid off today or something, the worst has happened, today. It's like, okay, what do I feel about that? And that's the thing, Cancer, to sit with your feelings on that thing, because when we get into a place where stuff happens like this, this little row here, and we get into a state of panic, we start worrying. It's like, okay, we just got let go. It's like, crap. Well, what am I going to do as far as my stability? How am I going to feed my, if we got kids, or, how am I going to feed myself? How am I going to keep a roof over my head? How am I going to blah, 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 blah. It's like, calm down, Cancer. Breathe for a second when we get in situations like that, because all that's going to do is get you into a place of where we're just reacting, we're just reacting as opposed to being proactive, like our ruler, the priestess here. Understand your energies, and understand, feel out what's going down here, because really, when stuff like that happens, new opportunities are opening up for you, Cancer. The Fool is The Fool can be Uranus energy. In one of my other decks, it's represented by Uranus. In Uranus energy, it can be a shock. It's that kind of revolutionary energy. It's the type that is just like things have been kind of stagnant for a while. Boom, and then that's that lightning bolt. It's just like, let's just change everything. Cancer, you've been an account for this long. Not anymore. You're going to go become a park ranger. And I know how that sounds, Cancer, but life is interesting like that. It can take us on different ways, but this for me is a very little powerful pocket here, because you're transitioning to something. You know what? Take a little time, be with the stuff, and then when you transition out of this thing, I feel like you're going to be inspired, Cancer. You're going to be inspired to rise up, and then we're going to find that momentum again. I feel like you're going to find your zen, get that victory, because Cancer, you got all kinds of success here. Our card is about victory, success, triumph, getting to that finish line here. And then, like I said, the universe just threw a little extra on there for you, just because the universe loves you. You know what? This is the moon in Taurus here, and the moon loves you. Just abundance, Cancer. But it's too, when we're in these situations, and I know it's tough, Cancer, it's seeing the abundance when this stuff happens. Like these situations that happen, they're, even if they're not an ideal situation, it's meant, there's growth that is meant to come from this, Cancer. And really, this, I always thought it was interesting that Cancer was represented by the Chariot. And though, I don't think, as when I further thinking about it, not really, because I think about how, like, moms are, because we're the mothers of the zodiac. I have my son in Cancer. We're the mothers of the zodiac. And when I think about moms, moms are the types that they get stuff done. It doesn't, like, against all odds, they're gonna get stuff done. I remember like back, little kid days, there'd be times where it's like, oh crap, I forgot my project. I might have left something at home, and it's like, Mom, I need something. And she's found a way. She was busy, doing with work and stuff, but she always found a way to make it work, Cancer. And that's where I feel like the Chariot really is kind of popping up here, kind of in a strong way, on top of with all these major, and I mean, we popped up for ourselves on top of the moon here, Cancer. I feel like this is something that we can, whatever comes our way, we can handle it, Cancer. But it's just remembering that we have the tools to handle this stuff. Because here's the thing, Cancer, too. Sure, we're seen as, like, the most emotional of the zodiac and whatnot. But when we take the time to really understand how our feelings operate, and how do we get into how our feelings fluctuate throughout the cycles and whatnot, it makes us sharper. It gets us so that we really can navigate stuff a lot easier, Cancer, and anticipate things, in people as well. So I just feel like, Cancer, this to me right here screams that the universe has something cooking for you up in the back here, whether we're in it, and I feel like whatever it is that you're pursuing, if we're going for just a different place of employment, if we're getting ready to go for like a promotion, if we're getting ready to rise up, whatever this is, I just feel like that this, Cancer, it's time to embrace some new opportunities. And that's so funny too, when I recorded on the other channel, the Chariot and Friends Cancer exclusive. I feel about you checking out the Chariot and Friends Cancer. But when I was talking about that, I had mentioned, it wasn't anything like this, work-wise, but there was a mention of, breathing some freshness into our lives, Cancer. So if you've noticed that even things have become kind of routine, even with work or something like that, switch things up, again, it's not saying like switch up your place of employment altogether, although it could be, maybe see if there's some new things that we can maybe implement at our work here, or just something, Cancer. But I do, Cancer, just really honestly, just how this stuff kind of popped up here, I do feel like that for some of us, if we have like our eyes on doing something something, I'm not sure, you know, maybe owning your own place or whatever that looks like for you, you know, whatever the next big business thing or, you know, job, you know, career, you know, decision that you decide to make. You know, I feel like do the thing that really speaks to you, Cancer, and do it. And when you decide to do this, I mean, just go at it. Trust your, really, Cancer, trust your instincts when it comes to navigating this thing, because I do feel like that there are rewards, great rewards as well, that can come from whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. But we just have to really tune in and, you know, find out where our energies are trying to be channeled so that we can do that good work here. Anymore? Okay, so I think we're going to move on to some oracle cards here, Cancer. So, oh wait, okay. Whew. But this is a good, really, Cancer, this is a really solid reading, especially it's major arcana city. And whenever you have anymore, okay, but whenever, let's switch back over, Cancer. Whenever I see a lot of like major arcana like this, Cancer, this really is like the universe is cooking up stuff behind the scenes. And I really feel like when we're in this state, you know, it really is about following your heart. I know maybe things might feel a little crazy right now depending on what's going down in your world here, but just keep calm. You know, we got the witch heart in reverse here. And I feel like that despite, you know, what's going on, try not to let that cloud our judgment, you know, or doubt our instincts, because sometimes when we get into where we're operating in that like fight or flight type of energy, it can get to where that voice in our head gets a little quiet, you know, because it's just the panic is so loud. But you got next card, you got the maintain in reverse. I feel like this is about maintaining that cool head, Cancer. You know, when the emotions start to rise up, breathe, you know, really. And I know how that sounds, but it's just like anything to just kind of help, or whatever tool or, you know, coping mechanism that you need to do to just get yourself back to zen, so that we can process this stuff a little bit more and be to where we're being proactive and not reactive. And then, and really with this last card here, Cancer, your last card is the Banish card. And you know, I feel like that this really is kind of like the release of just like some old ways of operating. You know what I mean? It just, to me, this card is a lot of, it's a very symbolic card. And for me, just like as far as like letting go. Let's say if we were, you know, let's say for example, I don't have I thought I had an example for you, Cancer. I don't have a good example at the moment with this Banish card. But it really does for me, just like, if things seem like, I'm just looking at this little note here, if things feel like it's on fire, you know, that everything's broken, you know, that it feels like there's just a lot of changes that are happening at once, Cancer, again, you know, I feel it's really one of those things that higher self is trying to position you in a place to where you can really embody your energy and really get all of this wins and get to tap into your Emperor energy, you know. And I'll tell you what, Cancer, the Emperor has been following you around at least the last few days here. So I feel like that there's an opportunity for you to rise up in whatever that means. It doesn't even have to be in like a leadership role per se, but just to where action needs to be taken. You know, I feel like whatever is going down here, this isn't the time to, in the sense of like, it's a good time to reflect and to meditate on things, but to just like to pause and fear, you know, to be stagnated in that sense, to just like be overwhelmed to where you can't move. That's where we're not, but that's what we're trying to get past. You know, we want to get to where we keep it moving. Sure, it's not great, but you know what? The Emperor uses fear as fuel. You know what I mean? Like this is like, okay, I'm on shaky grounds right now. Dope. Let's see. Because now we have drive. Now we have urgency. You know, because if you're on a time limit, or you know we got things we need to get taken care of here, again, bet you're going to get it taken care of. But it's just knowing that, it's trusting that you know you're going to, that this situation is handled, Cancer. So just something to think about, okay? But I think I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. I like that. That was really, really just like higher self is cooking up something for you, Cancer. So just really get eyes on that. So, but if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And Cancer, you know how I feel about sharing stuff. Share this thing. You know, I would love to just see all of us really in our energy, just acting like emperors, you know, and and Cancer. Wait a minute. Do you have... Okay, no Virgos, nope. Okay, Cancer, I just noticed too, you got 3 of the 4 cardinal signs. Aries, ourselves, Cancer, and Libra. Cardinal signs are the initiators. You know, this really to me, if either we're in a situation, and I'm not trying to scare you like a situation is coming, but just even if just keep eyes on stuff, because I feel like that there's going to be something to where you're going to be asked, I feel like, to rise up, you know, and whatever that looks like for you. But yeah, that's really cool, Cancer. Okay, where are we at? We shared it. We're sharing this because, yeah, Cancer. And then if you haven't already, subscribe and then hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. I'm getting, you know what, Cancer? Maybe for me, this is about me rising up and getting on social media. Whatever, higher self. But I'm getting better about getting on. Let me rephrase that. I'm thinking about getting better about getting on Facebook. You know, just in social media. Hang with me. I promise. And then lastly, you know, check your. Well, hold on. I forgot where I'm at, what I'm promoting. Cancer. You know how I feel about you joining the Chariot and Friends. I was like, it's for everybody else, it's different, but for you, I forget that it's like, you don't need a ticket. I was going to say, Cancer, you have a ticket? Come check out the Chariot and Friends. Cancer, you're a Cancer. Come check out the Chariot and Friends. I'm kidding. But check it out, Cancer, because I talk about our energy. We talk about the High Priestess when she pops up, lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time and all that housekeeping. Oh, and I do videos like Monday through Friday there. I spoil you. All that housekeeping, Cancer. Down in the... Oh, what's up, Libra? Da Vinci, the cat. But description box, Cancer. Let me get you a surprise card here so I can get you out of here so you can rise up again. Major Arcana. You see what I'm talking about? Higher self is literally, look at higher self literally cooking up something for you right now. Cancer, do you need your other card? Of course you're going to get your other card. Because I do. I spoil you. Jeez. And then the sound card, Cancer. This has been popping up quite a bit, Cancer. And I feel like that with this popping up, because it's been popping up for everybody, not just you. With this card popping up, I feel like it's really important, because you got the sound card in reverse here first. And, well, second, but I'm talking about it first. Because the sound card in reverse, it's like, what chaos is going on in our world right now? You know, like if there's any dissonance that's going on, figure out what that is, and where some corrections might need to be made, Cancer. And B2, be mindful of what we're telling ourselves. One, especially when we get into this place of like Three of Swords and like Ten of Swords energy, especially if we're dealing with any, like when I was talking about legal stuff or whatever, layoffs, any type of things. Be mindful with what we're telling ourselves. Two, a second thing, something I had just thought about with when I talked about this. I want to say I just did Leo's, and I think Leo got the sound card too. But be mindful too of what our work environment, how does that sound? Are we promoting growth, or is it a toxic environment? Are we gossiping? Are we saying like all the ways that we can improve stuff? Because those people. And a Cancer, and this is the judgment-free zone here. I used to do it too. You get in those times where you kind of sit in the corner, especially when I used to work in food and beverage, and you just kind of sit around and kind of be talking about all the ways that we could improve this place, and man, how everything's broken, and wish that such and such would do things, and then complain, and then go back to work, and then the crazy thing is, come back and do it again tomorrow. So. What are we telling ourselves, and why are we doing things? Just being mindful of what kind of stuff like that is influencing our environments. And I like to mention too, Cancer, with with the sound card, be mindful too of what music we listen to. And it's not me trying to like ruin your favorite jam, but just to be mindful of because really, thoughts become things, and music is powerful. And if we're repeating stuff and we're repeating stuff and repeating stuff, how songs get stuck in your head, and then you start, saying that stuff, it'll manifest. So just be mindful of that, okay? And then the art card. Oh, the art card. Higher self is cooking up something brilliant, Cancer. And I feel like that, and I've been talking with you about this for a minute, especially on the Chariot and Friends, creating something, and whatever that looks like for you, and I really think that too, getting a game plan, I feel like that it's like time to do something more, Cancer, and really, whatever that means for you, wherever you're at in life, what are some spots that you want to elevate in? Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Are there spots that you've wanted to improve? And if so, do it. Manifest that, because that's manifestation too, focusing on yourself and improving and learning new skills and what's not, that's manifestation at its finest. And it's tangible because it's like you can see it on you, and you see how it affects you and stuff. So just something to keep in mind, Cancer. Really pay attention to the signs. Trust your intuition, really, at this, with all this energy here, Cancer. Trust your instincts, okay? Because they're trying to guide you to brilliance. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. And well, you know what? I'm lying. Just one more thought came to my head. Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius. This is card, and. Ooh, and you had Virgos here. So one thing, be adaptable. And all right, thanks, Virgo. And then two, Sagittarius energy is one of, they're ruled by Jupiter, and they're a sign of like expansion and higher learning and travel and just really in luck, you know what I mean? But what Sagittarius luck is for them, it's tuning into the energies, it's not just like they may have a little bit of extra luck, just having Jupiter as their ruler, but it's luck is just working with the energies and being in tune with the signs. So just I feel like Cancer, there's expansiveness can happen. So, but now for real, leave it there. So stay safe out there. And I was gonna do a Chariot and Friends thing. I tell you, going between yours and the Chariot and Friends, it really does. Watch it and you'll understand. You'll see little things where I'll start to do something. I'm like, oh wait, that's Chariot and Friends. But nature, my problem. In Cancer, with this energy here and the sound card, you raise that vibration to the moon. And I will catch you, well, if you check out the Sheridan Friends, I'll catch you on the next one. Well, Monday. Well, shoot, this will come out Monday. Whatever, Cancer. Go, get out of here.